Swift reaction today from the Barbados Union of Teachers to comments made by Education Minister Ronald Jones about the establishment of a Teaching Service Commission. Speaking yesterday at the St. Leonard's Boys' School, Minister Jones said government is awaiting a response from the Barbados Union of Teachers before moving ahead.
You say you want it, let us deliver. It does not. If I get it, your comments next week, within 2 weeks, it will be taken to Cabinet. Cabinet speaks on it, and then within a few months, we'll have the Teaching Service Commission established. That's a promise. But if you delay it, it can't come. Okay? And I took it in since 2012.
However, BUT President Pedro Shepherd says the statement has caught the union by surprise. He says his union had received correspondence from the Ministry of Education asking to comment on whether it is in favor of the commission. Mr. Shepherd maintains that it is something the union has been pushing for. He says the BUT have met with the Barbados Secondary Teachers Union to discuss it.
So we started to work on what we had, which was an old 1993 document, and we have had 2 meetings on it, and we will continue to meet in the absence of what the minister said he had. Of course, at our meeting, we thought that certainly the minister would have had a more dated document because he would have had to take in consideration the recent Public Service Act and the Employment Rights Act. Those would have to be taken into consideration in any revised Teacher Service Commission. So that is where we were at up to August, during the summer.
With first-time students set to pay thousands of dollars in tuition fees at the UE Cayfield campus in the new school year, there's a fresh call for a comprehensive review of funding for tertiary education in Barbados. Principal of the Barbados Community College, Dr. Gladstone Best, as BCC prepares to roll out a new range of bachelor degrees programs. In an exclusive interview with CBC News, Dr. Best said that there has to be a new arrangement to finance this level of education across the board to meet the demands of the growing student population in Barbados.
Once you have an increase in cost to developing programs and delivering of programs, then we have to address the issue of how is that cost dealt with, and where are the funds going to come from to meet that particular cost. And that's why I was saying to you earlier that at some level we're going to have to look and discuss and come up with a policy on the funding of tertiary education across the board, whether it's the tertiary education at university, at Barbados Community College, at Erdeston, at SJPP, wherever it is, we have to look at what is the system, what is the structure for funding of tertiary education.
Dr. Best has made clear that the BCC is not trying to compete with the UE Cayfield campus. He says the college will offer bachelor's programs with a focus on applied areas of study.
UE has a lot of the traditional academic programs, and it has some of the applied, but it has a lot of the traditional academic program. And we will see in this coming application period what effect that would have on our applicants, because it is only now that we have started to take applications. So we will now be in a position to say, but I wouldn't be able to say that this early.
Senior members of the Barbados Labour Party have been questioned by police in a probe to an article published by the Nation newspaper. CBC understands that those questioned included opposition leader Mia Motley, along with Dale Marshall and Kerry Simmons. Mr. Marshall commented on the situation after they emerged from the District A police station this morning.
The matter that is being investigated really involves, so far as we are made to understand, the possibility of charges being made against one of our media houses in Barbados. And those charges, against the Nation and one of its reporters, Mr. Barry Allen. And this would have been occasioned or arose out of the opposition walking out of Parliament during the month of July this year.
Mr. Marshall said they have some concerns about the development.
We have come to, of course, cooperate with the Royal Barbados Police Force. I think it is important that as an opposition party we make it quite clear that we support the work of the force in every aspect of their endeavours. On this occasion, though, we feel that, on the advice of counsel, that we should not make any statement in the course of the police investigations.
There's been a slight decline in the number of house fires recorded in Barbados this year. That's according to the latest statistics from the Barbados Fire Service. Reports show that there have been 74 house fires up until December 11th. That's compared to 85 registered in 2012. The island, however, saw an increase in cane, structural, grass and rubbish fires. Chief Fire Officer Wilfred Marshall says the fact that the percentage increase in total fires is not significantly high is a point for consideration, not complacency. He has appealed to Barbadians to remain on their guard, saying there is much ground to be covered in reducing grass and other fires. And as Barbados enters the holiday season, the fire service says hazard analysis, risk reduction and good old common sense must be key items on this year's Christmas list. Fire officials say fire safety has to be a conscious, deliberate and proactive choice. Barbadians are also reminded not to overload electrical sockets and are being told to unplug all non-essential appliances when leaving home. Barbadians will be afforded the opportunity to pay their respects to the late South African leader Nelson Mandela by signing the official Book of Condolence starting on Saturday. The book will be located at the Old Spirit Bond in historic Bridgetown from 10 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. Following Mr. Mandela's funeral, it will be sent to the government and people of South Africa. Copies will be made and kept in Barbados. A small group of local hoteliers recently met with Sandals Resorts International Chairman Gordon Butch Stewart, and they say Mr. Stewart agrees with them that concessions should be spread evenly across the sector. This was revealed by President of the Barbados Hotel and Tourism Association, Patricia Afonso Das.
With Mr. Butch Stewart at a dinner meeting to discuss his plans and goals for the 2 hotels in Barbados and to obtain his support for the industry regarding the concessions. He made it very clear that he did not wish to work in an atmosphere of conflict and that he felt strongly that if the industry in Barbados was to survive, that the concessions should be spread across all the hotels and that were this achieved, the tourism industry within 3 years would be in a far stronger place than it is now.
A local filmmaker is banking on the popularity of his latest work to encourage more young Barbadians to get into the movie industry and the creative arts. Scores of secondary school students recently got the chance to see the hit Keeping Up with the Joneses, the movie, at the Olympus Theatres. And creator Romel Hall hopes it will be their inspiration.
It's been good doing this whole thing, having these school children come out, and it's good seeing them and their excitement and how they respond to what is happening on the screen. And it's very satisfying for me, especially after putting in all the hard work that we did. It's good to see the joy on the children's faces, and really and truly what my purpose is here is to try to inspire them to do what we're doing and to go even a step further, and to really try to influence these young people to take the creative sector to another level in Barbados.
The students from Combermere, Grantley Adams, Courage and Parry and Princess Margaret Secondary Schools also met with the cast of the film. There was also an autograph signing after the screening, and they gave the movie a thumbs up.
Honestly, I thought the film was hilarious. I mean, the best part was being able to see teachers that I interact with on a daily basis on the big screen. That was so cool.
I really am glad that the Caribbean was able to do something like this, and it was a good movie and everyone should watch it.